I need to go on record that Chance broke Ryan's new nail gun.
My name's not Chance. There we go. Well, that just sucks back in there, but...
Alright everyone, welcome back. It's Thursday. Normally I'm editing videos on Thursday and getting our Friday video out, but my computer decided it didn't want to work today. It didn't want to work in the rain. So it's off at the computer doctor getting looked at. The computer's fine, it's just I can't get to my storage, so they'll get it figured out. But meanwhile, I gotta find something to do. So I've got a couple of projects. One, my truck is in the shop again. It's got some sort of transmission code since they swapped the motor, and they haven't been able to figure it out. But they're working on it. They're doing as much as they can and charging as little as they can, which they haven't charged me anything. So, so I'm driving this truck for a few days, and we've already done everything to set this truck up, but I was sent, when we bought some window tint, I was sent some of these little circle windows by accident or extra or whatever. So we didn't ever look at them. So I'm just gonna hurry and throw double tint in those and see what it looks like. All right, so you'll need a few supplies if you're gonna do tint. I've done some videos on tint before, but I always buy pre-cuts. So what I did was I cleaned the hood surface to make sure I have a good, nice, big area to work with. Identified which one's which, right and left side, driver, passenger, whatever you prefer. You'll need soapy water. I like microfibers to do our final cleaning. A couple of squeegees. This is a decent one that came with a kit, rubber one, and then I've got a, this is actually for vinyl, but it has this felt on the one side. I really like that to get the tint started so it doesn't grab it. But I've got to clean the windows real quick, make sure that they're spick and span on the inside, and then we'll get ready to throw these in. It should be super easy. Because they're pre-cut, I don't have to cut anything. All I have to do is get them in, squeegee them out, and they're done. And you might need a heat gun, so I'm going to grab the heat gun too, just in case. All right, so we got this side done. It doesn't look too bad looking out from the inside, but man, once you close these, it's like you painted that glass. You can almost see through just because the other side's open, but if this is all closed up, it's gonna be like completely black. So don't do that to your front windows. And don't ever tint your windshield. It's illegal. But you can do anything you want to the back ones. If you want to paint them black, you can paint them black, or you could tint them. So this is 2 layers. The stock is 20%, and this is another on top of it. So it's dark. There's nothing back there. That's where the guys keep equipment and stuff. So keep it a little more safe that way. We're gonna hurry and slap in the other side and be done with this. Okay, you'll notice I didn't do anything to the rear windshield, they call it, or back glass. For safety reasons, we don't want that too dark. The guys need to be able to see out of it. But by doing these little ones, it's going to darken up the cab more. Not necessarily for their vision, but for people trying to see in. So this one's done. You can kind of see, it's a little dark in here, but you can kind of see the difference. You can almost see through the front, but you can't see through the back. that's the look I was going for. Since it was free, might as well. So, my loaner truck now. A couple of things about window tint. If you're doing anything that rolls up and down, you got to leave it for a week for the sun to bake it. Make sure that it gets set. You might notice in the video that I'm able to manipulate where it's sitting. So the piece that I put in there, I was able to move it around to get it lined up just right. The backs, or this, because it's not a piece of glass that's, got an edge that I'm getting to, it sits, the piece is cut perfectly, but it sits just in behind this plastic trim edge. It's almost the same exact size, so you got to get it in there, kind of tuck it up behind, and it's sitting on the glass behind it. So I'm able to manipulate it just a little bit, make sure that I don't have any gaps around the edge. This one actually ended up a little bit further forward than it is back, because I can see, I think the primer layer, or whatever they call it, on the edge of the glass. Over here I can, it's actually tucked behind the plastic. But it is covering all of the exposed glass. So that's why you put soapy water underneath it so that you can squeegee it out. There's a couple of different methods. I know a lot of the professionals just tear the back, or they just take the backer off the top edge, and then as they get it stuck where they want it, they're able to pull it from underneath and behind and slowly work down. So they go from top down. I've seen some guys do always from the middle out, squeegeeing. I kind of do a mixture of whatever works, but for me, I don't leave any of the backer on it. I pull it all off, I bring it over to the window, I get it where it needs to be. If you look back at the other video where I did the fronts, I tuck that tint up so that I can work on the top edge and then get it where I want it, and then push the window up and work on the rest of it. So there's different methods, and I'll probably get a little bit of hate about how I do it. I take the backer off of it all the way, the backing paper, the backer, I don't know what they call it. The little piece of film like the back of a sticker that you get on the window tint. So I'm sure you're not supposed to take it completely off, but these are small enough it doesn't matter. It would be the same if you were doing a back. You'd want to prep the surface, get it clean, get the piece up there. You could start it on one side and work your way across. The problem with that is if it's twisted at all, you might end up bad on the other side. So I usually just do the whole thing, bring it in, stick it, work my way around. Try to kind of go from the center or the top and then work out or down. So that's rear window glass on, I think this one's a 2022 Toyota Tacoma. It's a good little truck. So we'll get this out of here and get on the next project. Today's project is some river run prep. We are going to finally look at the ski I'm going to be driving. So what we have here is a 1999 Yamaha GP 1200. So this is a 3-cylinder. It's very much the same as Ryan's that we got and cleaned up in another video. Same thing, 2 years newer, a little more sun-baked, but we're going to get this thing cleaned up today, and we're going to start digging into it. So currently this one is not running, so time is running out. We got to get this thing going so that it can make it on the trip, but it shouldn't be too bad. So we've got the red, white, and blue baby. We'll start, first of all, I'm just going to get it cleaned up, make it look somewhat presentable, and then we'll go from there. We've got her cleaned up. It's going to need a little bit of work. I didn't want to get the pressure washer out because it's raining outside. I didn't think I'd get wet if I did it this way, but I got wet. Anyway, outside's pretty clean. When you leave them sitting on a dock, they're going to get sunbaked and faded, but it doesn't look bad. It's going to be perfect for the river. So I've got some areas I've got to detail out, clean up, but I want to address some of the issues with it first. It's got, we got a new kill switch for it that I'm going to have to take the handlebars apart, feed it down through, and put that on. For now, I just want to get it clean and ready, so we'll start working on the kill switch next and get that on. That way, when we do fix the fuel part, we can just fire it up and run it. All right, we're going to start working on the kill switch on this one. So this is where the kill switch is. It feeds this wire down through the center of the handlebars, and then you can access it down below. So all I did was take the cover off. It's got 4 bolts, but he only had 1 in it. I think the rest are in here. So I'm going to take this into the kitchen, clean it up, use some degreasing soap, and then I'll clean this area up after I swap out the starter switch, ignition switch. So it's just 2 screws underneath, and then like I said, you got to feed this wire, which comes out right here. You got to feed it up through there. So that looks like it's going to be fun, but we'll get it worked out. I may just run a snake up there, pull the wire down. We'll figure it out. Just got to pull it. That's all there is to it. Just got to pull it. There we go. Okay. That one's out. Pain in the butt. Pain in the butt. I think it's going to need a fish tape or at least a wire to help it down. So let me grab a coat hanger. They don't put these screws in the right spot. So can't use a regular screwdriver. You have to use a shorty or a ratchet with a screwdriver tip. They're just not in a good spot. But once you turn it, they're in a good spot. So you could actually get it started, then finish tightening it once it's down. Okay. We're gonna get that one out of the way. Sometimes it's just easier to go down through. Than to come up. So we'll just go down. We'll hook these wires to this piece. We'll pull it down through. Okay, I fed the wire down through. I still have to tidy these up because the wires are all like right here next to the exhaust, and I'm sure that's not good. There is a zip tie built into the chassis or the hull here, so I'm gonna figure out the best way to clean them up. Maybe zip tie a few of them together and then put them up in that holder. For now, I just wanted to get it in there and test it and make sure that it's gonna work. So here we go. Moment of truth. Get my handy key here, pop it on there. Oh yeah, she works. All right, so that's that part. Now I've got this cover that I'm gonna put back on, but I'm gonna clean this out first, and I'm also gonna clean the cover. So I think some good degreaser would do us well on this cover. Hey, it's got a little mud dauber wasp in there. Good thing I know an expert. Get these clean and then I'll get that put on. We'll let that drip clear out. I think next time I'm going to clean out the inside. Like I said, tidy up those wires. So now, other than a little more cosmetic work, all we got to do is get the fuel system figured out. Taking a look at that filter, and it was wrapped in duct tape. I think that's the first place I'm going to start, because I don't think anything's getting through it. Welcome back. I'm losing my voice a little bit. Chance isn't worried at all.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be a great day. Ben lost his voice.
Yeah.
I've been praying for this for, what, 6 years?
Long enough.
Yeah.
It finally happened. You finally put some faith into it. So we had a couple of people ask, maybe just one, I don't know, how we build these skids for these Sea-Doos. And we're going to hurry and build a couple of them today. I don't know why you would want to do this, other if you're just going to use a flatbed, which you can. You can use a flatbed for a waverunner trailer. So we don't recommend using regular 2x4s if you're probably going to stick it in the water a bunch of times. We only plan on using them once.
Yeah.
And then we'll bring them back and break them down and build some more shelves. So that's our plan. So if you're going to build these, probably use pressure treat. But we're just going to show you kind of what we came up with. So all I did was I measured the way the bunks are set up on one of these singles, just to get something similar. They're about 6 feet long, and they're about 20 or 18 inches from the edge of the bunk to the edge of the bunk. So that's the reason we build them this way. But we'll get a couple of these put together real quick. So we're first going to build one of these singles like we have here. Okay, so this one we built 6 foot long, and then I think we have a 24-inch board in between. These two boards that I have are like 23s, so they'll be okay. But we've got to cut the little wedges, and then the 4 boards, 2 for the base and 2 for the skids. So we'll get those cut real quick. So this is the basic layout. You've got a small board, your 24 in between. You lay your 6 foot runners on the side. These are not measured to any specific length. They're just blocks to hold it together. And then we'll put the, we'll screw the wedges on top, and then another 6 foot piece on there. So. We've got the basic frame done. We just need to, since these little triangle pieces that I cut are kind of delicate, we try to, or we use a small drill bit to drill through so they don't split before we run them.
Of course we do that.
Yeah. He was gonna do it, I'm pretty sure.
What? No way.
All we did was we measured, it's about 26 inches from the outside of the bunk to the outside of the bunk on this trailer. So I think we made these 24. It's basically where they are, 23, 24. Close enough. All right, so the premise on these smaller ones, because we built the doubles for these over here, they can fit on Ryan's trailer. The problem is on the regular trailers, they have fenders on each side that stick up, so we couldn't go a full 8 feet. So we built these smaller ones to fit right in between the fenders. We'll screw them to the wood, or we'll strap them. This is temporary, so if you were doing this to make a flatbed into a jet ski trailer, you would probably want to screw this down or build something directly onto the trailer. This is just temporary to get us by. So need to get some carpet, which you can get marine carpet, or we're just doing regular carpet just because we don't really care. It's just to pad it from rubbing as it goes down the highway. We're gonna strap the Sea-Doos down front and back. That way we don't have to run anything over the seat, crease the seat or anything like that. We'll hook it to the front eyelet and the back eyelet. So I'm gonna go work on this video right now. basically what's happened is my computer has video storage built into it and an array, so it's got several drives, and the controller that runs that went out. So I had to order a new controller, and that's why I don't have my videos that we've already shot, because I'm waiting for my computer to get back. So this is a filler in between, and we'll get back to your normally scheduled program after this. But hey, people asked to see how we built these, so we did it, and I got my ski cleaned up. Now we just got to get it out on the water. So we're about 6 weeks away from hitting the river. So we decided it's really time to get buckled down on some of this stuff that we've been waiting on. And hopefully we can test some skis next week.
Yeah, it's getting hot, so.
We'll test them and get them out there and make sure they're going to go good. And then we'll be ready to go. So that's going to be it for today. Chance is going to keep working on fixing Ryan's rig, since he broke it. And
please like and subscribe. I might need some
pay
money
for
to pay for a new nail that Kevin broke.
Yeah, I'm sure. Anyway, we will see you guys on the next one. Thanks for watching. Normally I'm editing videos, but my computer just decided to take a dump. Can't say that. So today's project, gotta catch my breath. We gotta turn this way. Ooh, but look at that truck. Woo! Blue. Blue is our favorite color.
Yeah. Echo gang.
Chance is about to screw it. Well, maybe you can get it out now. Anyway, so Ryan, when you watch this, he broke it. I wasn't using it.
Kevin came into the office.
Kevin.
And wanted to help. And Kevin broke it.
But we're 6. Don't do it into the concrete. It's gonna go through. So it doesn't work, just in case you were wondering.